Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Zero from TechDragon.info, and today we have let's take a look at the Walker Bullfrog. Yes, I do know it's a dog. I call it the frog. Little quick side note on note. There we go. On the EU and NA server, so US server, there's currently an event going on. Well, sort of event. If you change your password through the password manager on the website, you'll receive 300 gold. So it's a quick way to earn 300 gold. If anything, you can wait till an event and buy 2 garage slots for it. If they go on sale, they're 150 gold a piece. So by all means, do it. Change your password. It's always a good idea to change your password once in a while. So yeah. Okay, that was it. Anyways, let's take a look at the Bulldog, the Tier 7 American light tank. And I got a huge variety of tanks here. We're going to compare them. It's kind of difficult-ish to compare some of them, but we got to fix for that. We'll get that in a second. Hit points, it's kind of smack in the middle, to be honest. I mean, 910, it's not the best. It's not the worst. 880, 840, so 950, so it's pretty much middle. 24 tons is the heavier side of the light tanks. Yeah, it's actually the heaviest out of this bunch at least. Engine power of 550 is a bit underwhelming for being the heaviest tank, so the acceleration on this tank is not great. Not compared to some of these other tanks. I mean, 22 tons with a 700 horsepower engine, acceleration on that thing is way better. And that pretty much goes for most of these tanks. All of these have a specific power of 24-ish, I would say. Let's see if we can actually see it. 30, now that was really good. 22, 23, 19, that one's actually pretty poor, dang. Only a 300 horsepower engine, yeah, no wonder. And we have a 24, so the worst is actually the AMX 1375. Didn't expect that. So, the acceleration is not great. Top speed is pretty good though, 72. Compared to the rest, it's well above the rest, so that's pretty damn good. Traverse speed, 56, is pretty damn good. It's on par with the highest pretty much. It's just as nimble as the T71, so it has that going for it. It's really, really nimble. Armor, garbage. Don't even have to go over it. Turret armor, garbage. Even though it's sloped and the armor is sloped, don't expect to ever bounce anything. It just doesn't happen. Can skip all this. Turret traverse of 50 is pretty damn good. Combine that with the traverse of the track, and you can circle people. The only problem is that acceleration, because of the engine power, is a bit underwhelming for its weight. So, don't get me wrong, it's not slow by any means, but when you're circling someone, if you need to duke them, you know, go forward and then go backward and then go forward again to make them go the other way or whatever, then it's a little bit underwhelming, but it definitely still works. Signal range, view range first, 400 is pretty much on par with the top, and the signal range, well, it's above 700, they all do, so nothing to compare there, really. I would say that is something that they need to change in all the tanks. They need to decrease the signal range in a whole bunch of tanks and give scouts an actual useful role, and make the relaying of signals, you know, the crew skill, make that useful. But I have so many ideas what they can do with light tanks to make them better in the game. More satisfying to play. Anyways, that's completely beside the point. Let's take a look at the guns, and it's a bit crooked. This 85mm belongs to the LTTB, so yeah, don't mind that. So let's take a look. This tank actually has 2 guns, and we'll look in greater detail in a second here, but rate of fire of 11 for the LTTB versus, well, that's an autoloader, so we're not going to compare that, versus 17 on the Walker Bullfrog, but the penetration is actually better, but the damage is less. That's the but I was talking about. So yeah, it's a bit of a trade-off. You do less damage per shot, you do fire more. It's a pretty rapid firing gun actually. 0.38 accuracy, not the best, but you do get some pretty good aim time at 1.9 seconds. So it has some pluses, it has some downsides. Now, the only one we can actually compare it to is the WZ-131 because it actually has a non-autoloader gun. Rate of fire of 10, doing 159 pen, that's pretty bad, but 200 damage is pretty good. So this one is a difficult one to compare to because its penetration is pretty damn low, but it gets good damage. So I'm gonna say let's take out all the non-auto loaders and compare auto loaders, because auto loaders are special. Let's face it, they are in the game. So let's take that one out. Let's actually put these alongside each other real quick. Difference between the two is, well, we have a rate of fire and here you have reload time, obviously. Penetration is the same, damage is the same, no surprise there. Accuracy is better on the non-auto loading. Aim time is better on non-auto loading. And your tank weighs about 700-800 kilograms less. So your acceleration is going to be better with the non-auto loading system. It makes sense because they have the entire auto loading system on board. So, you know, it makes sense that it weighs a lot less. So your acceleration is going to be better with this gun. So let's take that out of the picture. Here we go. Auto loaders compare. Pretty much all the same caliber, so no shock there. You do have 10 shells in your magazine though. That's quite a lot. Shots, or time between shots, is 2 seconds on all of them. A full reload, 32 seconds. It's a bit long, but you have 10 shells. I mean, take a look. 6 shells, 6 shells. 20-second reload, 16. So you have double the reload of this person. You know, double 16, 32. But he can only fire 6 rounds. You can fire 10. So that's the whole thing with autoloaders. Their DPM isn't great, but their burst damage is great. That's the whole thing about autoloaders. If they can empty their entire drum into your ass, you're gonna be hurting. And that's the thing with this tank. It has 10 shells in its autoloading magazine. That is a lot. I mean, 10 times 150. Let me get my calculator, but 10... Well, actually, I don't have to for 10 times 150. That's 1500. What am I doing here? Ay, I need more coffee. That's 1500 damage right there in one clip. That kills most medium tanks tier 8. I'm not even joking. If you pen every single round, that pretty much kills a tier 8 medium tank right there. And possibly even some heavies. That's how insane this thing is. That's pretty damn insane. Now, the non-auto loading gun is pretty damn good as well. Penetration 175, it's not brilliant, but for light tanks, it's just on par with being near the top or at the top. 175 here as well. So you're basically getting the T-71's gun, but better with more shells. That's what it comes down to. Longer reload time, obviously, but, you know, it even has a better aim time. So, I don't know. It's kind of makes the T-71 obsolete, to be honest. T-71 is a smaller tank, is going to have a better camouflage value, but this tank kind of obsoletes the T-71, which is kind of sucky, to be honest, because I own a T-71. So let's take a look at some gameplay. And here we are on Siegfried line with a tier 8 game, so pretty good matchmaking. And I'm using the non-auto loading version, so just a normal gun. As you can see, the reload is pretty good. Can't complain about that. And like I said, the matchup is pretty good. Cheers. Now, one thing I do have to add is that I was having horrifically bad luck on the test server with the American tanks. I don't know what it was. I just could not, for the life of me, get a good game in an American tank, an American light tank. So you're gonna have to excuse me for not having my normal standards for replay, I would say, probably. Although this wasn't a bad game or anything, but I kind of prefer to do these things with at least ace tankers. Well, at least, but LTTB, and we make a pull back. That one in pen, and he's behind the building. Well, there is artillery, so time to move. Didn't quite feel safe over there anymore. Got a LTB coming around the corner. Put one shot into him. He puts one into us. That's somebody shooting something. Some stuff exploding. Try to pull back here so we can get a shot at something. Our LTB here is just getting him shots at his side. Not very helpful. Can we actually get a shot?
Critical hit.
Ah, dang it. He just turned his tracks.
Critical hit.
Just trying to kill his tracks here. Reloading HE. Screw you. Bye. Should have done that sooner. I was debating if I should, and I was like, yeah, I probably should. So, our first kill. And this AMX 5100 has seen better days. Checking my flank over there. What do we have here? Checking, nothing over there. Nothing there. Oh, there's something. Now we can't see him. Normally this field is pretty open and bad to be in, but it doesn't seem like there's anybody here. Trying to go for that track shot. There we go. Fixes his track. Well, at least we made him use his repair kit. Now time to move in. Put that gun to work, hopefully. Checking the side there, seems clear. Whoa, there we go. Put a shot into his ass. And this reload does mean that quite often you can actually finish people off. It's pretty nice. Got an AT-15 on our left. Oh, getting shot in the ass. Shooting heat, of course, because, you know, buy more skill on the test server. And that's the problem. Well, one of the problems with the test server. It's so hard to actually get a good game because people just shoot heat. Now, in this case, it doesn't matter because anybody will pen this thing from any angle, so you don't have to worry about that too much. Hello, T-34. Put a shot in on the move, and it's like, nope, I'm not going to stick around for that. Checking my rear, AT-15 not coming around. Checking his T-34, okay, fine. Not looking at me. Put one into the chaffee there. We don't reload fast enough, just barely too slow. Checking our flank there, what we have. Got a KV-85, whoa, bounciness. Put a shot into him. Get behind the fountain area, so we can just breathe for a second and reload. But AT-15, I see the dust coming, well, the smoke coming off his gun, so I decide, nope, I'm not going to drive in front of him. We're just happily going to go around. And hello. Put one into his track there. Ow, AMX 5100 hits us. Hits us again. Ah, crap. Should have fixed. Yep. Like I said, not my best game ever. I should not have stuck around there. I should have repaired my tracks in GTFO. So that was definitely bad play on my part. But hopefully this does somewhat show you of what this tank is capable of, and I was just having a bad time on the test server, considering that this was pretty much my best game that I had, and pretty much, I'm pretty sure my only win I had on this thing. It was just so, I don't know, me and American light tanks on the test server did not mix at all. So sorry, but you're gonna have to do with this replay, guys. It's not the worst in the world, but the ending was pretty bad on my part. I really should have fixed my track there. So, there's only one tank remaining. There he is. He's behind you. Behind you. Behind you. Yes, turn around. Well done. Now, you can drive right in front of him and get shot in the face by an ASU-152, which is for sure using the derp gun. Or you can go off to the side a bit more. No, we miss. Point blank. Well done. Ay, ay, ay. And he barely gets a shot off before he gets derped in the face. Let's take a look at the stats. So yeah, like I said, wasn't the best game, wasn't the worst game. We got a mastery badge, second class, we got a sharpshooter, master gunner, bruiser, and a fire for effect, which is cause more damage than you take basically. And the bruiser is damage vehicle modules on people. So it basically do critical damage, what it kind of comes down to. We did spot that LTTB. Ended up with just shy of 900 experience in that game and did 4th highest in damage, so I think this does show you what this tank is capable of, and hopefully me sucking in this tank does not deter you from trying it or seeing its potential, because it definitely has potential. It really was just me having a bad time on the test server, and it can't be helped. Sometimes the test server just doesn't want to work for you. This was one of those cases in my case. So there you have it, the Walker Bullfrog. The American Tier 7 light tank. It's a pretty damn good tank, and a scary one at that. That rate of fire and that drum, if you're using the autoloader, it's gonna be a devastating little thing on the battlefield. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.